Hi there, this is Happy Reefer. I'm doing this video to help you with a hair algae problem that you're having in your tank. Hair algae, or bryopsis, nuisance algae. Can be hard to get rid of, can be frustrating. And the one thing I can tell you is putting additives in your tank, it is the worst thing you can do. Do not buy Algae Fix. Another real common thing that you're gonna hear from people is to change your light bulbs. Light is not matter. Algae cannot grow on light. Light is important for the overall health and success of many corals. So changing your light bulbs on a yearly basis in most cases is a good rule of thumb. But in this case, I'm running, this is a 125 gallon reef tank, and I'm running 1,070 watts of light. 3 250 watt metal halides, 4 80 watt T5s, plus LEDs. So that's about as much light as you can hammer into a 125, and algae is not, I have zero bryopsis in this tank. What will cause hair algae to grow is nitrates and phosphates. They are the food and the fuel for that hair algae to grow. Without nitrates and phosphates, they cannot survive. They cannot grow. There's nothing there for them to live on. So how we are going to remove that from your tank is we are going to scrub as much of the hair algae off of your rocks with a clean scrub brush, and do a 20% water change. Siphon out, remove as much algae as you can get. Clean your filter pads, do that 20% water change, and we're going to run a GFO reactor, granular ferric oxide. It will remove all of the phosphates that are in your water. Running a gradual upflow. It's just an upflow filter. Got a power head in the sump, a ball valve. Goes down that red tube and flows upward through the GFO, the granular ferric oxide in the mesh bags. I have some pelletized activated carbon above that, and a mesh screen, and goes through that green tube and flows back into the tank, if you can see, at a fairly slow rate. You know, I have that ball valve, I have it turned down pretty low. The reason why you want it slow is so that it doesn't just, that power head doesn't pulverize that GFO inside that mesh bag and just disintegrate it. That's defeating the purpose. Now, the cause of your phosphate, how is the phosphate getting into your tank? I'm going to tell you this. It is getting in your tank through your makeup water and through your salt mix. So you can buy a phosphate test kit, and I would make a batch first, make a batch of RODI water, and then you can test your tap water for, you know, if you are using tap water for your makeup water, which I don't recommend, but you should be testing it for phosphate if you are. I do know people that use tap water in their reef tanks and are successful. I do not. I use a RODI reactor, and I use a, you know, it's you can buy Phosban. There's all kinds of just generic granular ferric oxide that will work in these GFO units. After about a week or 10 days, scrub any leftover hair algae off of the rocks that you're seeing. Replace the GFO in your GFO filter and the carbon, and do another 10% water change, and you're going to watch this the bryopsis disappear out of your tank. It will go away, and you will have happy fish and a happy reef again. So again, the hair algae needs phosphate and needs nitrate to grow and to be healthy, and we do not want it to be healthy. So we are going to remove every bit of nitrates and phosphates from our tank. So hopefully we're going to go with RODI water, and we're not going to have any phosphates in our makeup water anymore. We're going to test our salt mix. I use Coral Pro. It's great. Reef crystals are great. I recommend the Red Sea Coral Pro salt. The pH seems to come out just perfect. The calcium and pH for me in the Coral Pro salt. The nitrates, if you're having a nitrate problem in your tank, if you're running a canister filter, lots of people don't believe in them because they're trapping the detritus inside of them. But I clean mine out every 2 weeks, and I would rather have this thing catch it than have me digging around the tank trying to find it. So, but clean these things out. If you leave them for a month and a half, and you're not cleaning them out, they will start leaking nitrates into your tank. Filter pads. Clean those filter pads weekly. Do a 10% water change weekly with great salt. Your tank will love you for it. 5% water change, even if it's a smaller, will work. The black plastic bio balls, toss those things out. They're garbage. They're doing nothing to denitrify your tank. Stacking live rocks or ceramic bio balls in there, something that will actively have the bacteria, denitrifying bacteria living inside of it. This is going to do tenfold of what a plastic bio ball is going to do for you. Throw those things out. They're useless. And stuff it full of some live rock rubble. And that's going to help with your nitrate. Your nitrates are going to disappear. If you do that for a month, do your water changes, get rid of those bio balls, change your filter pads, keep your stuff clean. Shut your filtration off for 15 to 30 minutes during feeding time. I shut all my power heads, all my filters, all my water flow. I shut everything down for a half hour during feeding time. The Vortec MP40 does have a feed mode, so I do leave the feed mode on, which just very slowly moves water through the tank and kind of helps move some of the brine shrimp and mysis to the corals and some of the coral feed. But and another real handy item is Digital Aquatics Reef Keeper. This is going to help you keep an eye on your pH and ORP and things that we let slide. A drastic fall in your pH is what's going to cause your system to crash. I actually don't like where mine's sitting right now at around 8. That's kind of low for this time of day. I'm usually at 8.15 to 8.2, but I do have my Kalkwasser reactor removed. That's my auto top-off pump, and I have a Kalkwasser reactor that keeps my pH, and you can see where my sump's below the fill line there. So it should have added some Kalkwasser and brought my pH up into the 8s. I'm gonna do that right now. But again, get that hair algae out of your tank. It's not, your light bulbs aren't going to be the cause of it. It's nitrates and phosphates. And hopefully this video helps one person get rid of their bryopsis outbreak in their tank and start having a happy reef again. So there's the two happy clowns, and we will see you guys next time.